I rang up this week and I'd like, I'm trying to use the word, is it an empathy or?
Epiphany.
So I rang up a coach and I said, I've got this, it's swishing in my mind and I can't get it out. He's like, he knows me backwards, like, here we go again. I said, I'm watching the best fullback in the world at the moment and he don't play round back. What do you mean? I said, well, watch Tedesco. He ain't come round back of a play. I said, he's playing like Jack Walker in 17 before they tried to change that to a round back player. I said, we should have some work on other fullbacks. We got Joe to get it for me, the manly fullback. I can't say it.
Yeah, Turbo Tom, yeah.
Come round back of a play. So then I got some footage up. I rang Andy Dodds. I said to Dodds, his dad, I said, here, am I watching things here? So just to explain to people, the only player you float in rugby league is your fullback. Everything else matched up. So you float it. You get you? Mm-hmm. It's like the pawn on the chessboard. He can go where he wants. So we looked at Tedesco's points of return, and when he does, he's coming through the middle, non-stop every single set. Okay? He's hitting inside shoulders. He's arriving here. If he did a ball, you'd go like that. One area is that he's not doing. He's not going round back at play. So the Daryl Powell cast 17 play, where you get to a point and everything's round the fullback. We could call it the Richie Mindle play. We could call it the Jake Connor play. Does that happen in Australia? Not as much, because they're saying, as we asked the coach, he goes, well, that's easy, I can tell you the answer. We want the fullback. He said his fullback at his club. He wants him creating on every single play. He doesn't want him on a big play round back. He thinks that's old-fashioned. So I'm like, he goes, how can you do that week 6 again? Because it's about fatigue. So you don't want to be playing to a point and making it all slow. And I'm watching him. Let's have another look. So what my argument is he's making 250 metres. So the props must come off field and go, we love you, son. You are brilliant. Because they appreciate...
Beep.
No, do you know what I'm saying? They appreciate what he's doing. He's going... Yeah. Jack Walker in 17 played like that, and I can remember Leeds lads, Danny Maguire and all saying, he's brilliant because he takes more carries than forwards. But we've been trying to make Jack into Jake Connor for 3 years. Does the modern game allow a Tommy Makinson to be good because he's probably got that in him?
Yeah.
Ethan Ryan at KR, I thought they were 3 games to go. They played Ethan. He got man at match on 2 at fullbacks. Ethan's not a play round back player.
It's the modern way, isn't it?
But what he's doing is just. I wonder how many penalties they could do a stats on what Tedesco gets for his team 6 against, because he's that quick at play at ball.
Yeah.
Imagine you being a forward 20 minutes in and Tedesco's picking third carry up and win.
Well, that's it. Yeah. That's the game changer.
You wouldn't see Myler do it, Jimmy.
No, he's old school. Yeah.
You wouldn't see Myler pick any carry up to go and take yardage in the middle of a set.
Yeah. And he's a different player.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what? Are we going that way?
I think the game is...
This top coach said, you won't see a fullback. He goes, you dream of what a technical coach would say, which one of them said it to me, I goes, F off. He should be able to do both. I went, I couldn't tell you who said that for it. He should be able to do both. I'm like, come on. You've got a Superman. You've got Billy Slater, maybe, you know. But would you say the game of the change of the fullbacks forever going to be changed?
Well, that's for new school, yeah.
But you're saying it's been changed. I think you're behind the ball, son. I think it is changed. If you look at the NRL, it is changed.
I'm saying I'm not behind the ball. I'm saying this. I'm stating the facts.
Like that, did you? It's not about I'm saying it has changed. It's not about egos. I'm saying it has changed.
Yeah.
Your statement.
But it's not changing our comp, has it, Joe?
Yeah, it needs to, because all our game is all about, like you said, Tuilai Hay has been moved to fullback. That wouldn't happen in NRL.
Don't you know?
It wouldn't, because it's Jake Connor playing fullback. Wouldn't happen unless Jake learns to run every time.
That's what I'm saying.
All the top fullbacks. We used it early on in the season. I think it's brilliant. You call them as a thing like triathletes, aren't they? The triathlete, they're absolute animals of men. Support play but support play down the middle and all tough running. Like you said, you've got Trebojevic, you've got Latrell. Latrell does it now. Actually, learned a bit more behind the back. Latrell can do a lot of it all. Tedesco, all of the top ones now. That's why they want to play Suaalii in at fullback, because he's a 6'4" athlete who can.
You said to me before, Tommy Mack's got a chance of playing at fullback. You'd think it was mad. He's played about 4 times in his career or whatever, or early doors he did a bit. But looking at the way the game's going, do we need a fullback who can give us 250 and creating penalties, creating quick plays, creating that 3-on-2, 2-on-1 quick plays
I've got one for you.
Are we going to build up? Sam likes the big play around the back, doesn't he? Sam's efficient. People say, yeah, but he's still best at that. What this guy said to me on Wednesday, no one wants that. We're in about you,
Yeah. Who's won the Super League 4 years in a row?
St. Helens.
Who for the last 3 years has had what we're describing?
Correct. No, they haven't. You're wrong. Coach plays around the back.
For the last 2 years, it's been Wellesby.
Yeah, but I'm saying to you, Coach historically played round the back, and Wellesby's got a pass.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah, but
I don't think
Wellesby's
so does Tedesco. So does Latrell. They still play behind the back.
I think Wellesby does it, but I think Wellesby. I think Wellesby doesn't pick and roll every set. I think he does do a bit of more of the football. I think he might be in the modern day.
I think that's the modern.
He might be Fordy's answer.
He's developing it.
Wellesby's
he
like,
might be the answer.
Wellesby's like a Ponga type, like a little bit of both.
Interesting though, isn't it, that? Do you think?
Yeah, no, it's a good
well,
he's
got his options for
Should have
Wayne
said the last 4 years.
Because who's your fullback at Bradford?
Who's our fullback at Bradford? Bradford. Bradford.
For next year?
Jack Walker.
No, this year, sorry, you know what I'm saying.
Elliot Kay, but he's now left to Batley.
Elliot probably played that role, wouldn't he? Were he a yardage man?
Yeah. Elliot was very much old school, but, you know.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Elliot's... we had Billy Jowett as well, but he was out injured. We've had a real tough year. We had Brandon Pickersgill for a couple of games. He then got injured.
Well, while we're on it then...
It's been a very tough year for Bradford on the injury front.
I rang Jack at 12 o'clock and we were laughing like, oh, Jack was screaming. That's where I like to play. They've tried to change me into this player.
Well, that was it.